This is something we were wondering. The plot of World War II movies, it always seems like kind of tactical. It's like, we need to win D-Day. Right. We need to save Private Ryan. It's almost like a video game. There's a goal that you need to do. We need to kill Hitler in Inglourious Basterds.
Right.
And then Vietnam is this very personal study of like, I'm in the jungle, I'm going upriver, I'm going out of my mind in Apocalypse Now in this meaningless war that I've been lied into and my faith in institutions have been shaken.
Right.
What do you think is like the quintessential Iraq war movie or miniseries? I'll say what I think is every one of these is wrapped up in just the lib criticism of they lied about the WMDs, right? We got them on that. It's never a general anti-war message. Rarely is it an anti-war message. It's rarely no war but class war.
It's like we went to war for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
If we're going to kill 1 million Iraqis, you better not do lies. Like, that's wrong.
And I feel like you get this in a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Something like The Green Zone is about that. Matt Damon looking for the WMDs or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, Hurt Locker is going to be, that's like more of like a personal thing, looking into PTSD or whatever. But yeah, what do you think is the general vibe of an Iraq war film compared to other war movies?
I mean, there were a few, but you had to sort of come at it at an angle. You know, you had like The Kingdom, which I actually think is Peter Berg's best movie, even though he became very much the ultimate uniform worshiper, military groupie. But I don't think he was necessarily when he made that. And then Syriana, you know, like there were sort of war on terrorism movies, but there's not a ton of like, it's directly about Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like thematically, okay, World War II movies are about how America was good and freed the world. Vietnam movies are about how like Creedence has got a lot of good songs.
Yes.
And war in Iraq media, at least for the first Gulf War, is about how people were just begging for a reason to have a war. And it's about how once placed in a position to do war stuff, they realize that, like, man, these reasons aren't good enough. And we're sad about it.
But a lot of the more popular ones were like, man, these reasons weren't good enough. But wasn't this one guy like pretty badass?
Right.
Like your lone survivor, your American sniper.
Right, exactly. And they're about how a good person, a good soldier will follow orders even if he knows they're wrong because, you know, it's always tied into God and faith and blah, blah, blah.
Duty
blah, blah.
And yeah.
And so this show was more so about how, like, yeah, a bunch of fucking losers who volunteered after 9/11 were basically complaining the whole time and masturbating as much as they could. And I think that is probably closer to the truth of what the Iraq War was. Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably one of the reasons you don't see a lot of Iraq War media, because they don't know how to frame that narratively where you learn anything at the end.
Yeah.
There's no moral to the story.
You learn, what do we learn? I guess we learn not to do it again.
Yeah, that's exactly.
What you learn is that stupid British sketch, are we the baddies? Like, that's what you're supposed to learn.
Yeah, you learn that we are the baddies, and if you're super lib-pilled, if you're West Wing pilled, then you learn that, oh, well, you know, the Republicans wanted us to go to war. They lied us into a war, and we've learned from that.
I'm not anti-war. I'm anti this war.
Right, exactly. And now all of our wars will be just. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's no overall moral to the story other than don't do it again.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that's why this one is, I think, the best one.
Yeah.
Its portrayal of these, like, fucked up, the generation kill of the title.
It's the most honest version of it.
It'll make you feel bad. It'll make your tummy hurt when you watch it.